Does anybody know which way north is? North is this way. I've got it right here on my compass. Now, just because north is that way, does that mean we're always going north?
No.
We use that as a reference. If I need to go southwest, well, now I know north is here, so now I know which direction to go, because I know where my north is at. So the mission is our north. When we're not sure about what decision we're gonna make or what we're gonna do, we have to go back to the mission to understand, does my thinking and my decision match with the mission? Because if it does, I'm going in the right direction. Or does my decision and my thinking go against the mission? Because if it goes against the mission, then I'm going in the wrong direction. If I start to create division as a manager, and I start to talk bad about the other managers at my level, it's different when you're talking about people underneath, right? But if I talk bad about managers at my level, or if I talk bad about managers above me, then I'm creating mutiny. I'm creating a division now. And these guys, if they follow me and they go in that direction, we're not committed to teamwork. We're not committed to leading by example. Now we're going against true north. Does that make sense? So that's how the mission works. This mission is important for you to make sure your people know the mission, okay? Because then you refer back to the mission. When you're trying to get a result from one of your guys that's a leader, he has responsibility over more people, and you say, our mission is to lead by example and promote teamwork and support your people. Make sure your people have what they need to be successful. I'm trying to do that by teaching you the mission and by giving you resources that you need. You told me that you needed a truck. You told me that you needed this. I ordered the truck. The truck's on the way. It's supply chain. We're waiting now. You told me you needed a new hammer. You needed this. I went and bought your stuff. I'm supporting you. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lead by example. Now, can I ask him, now that I did that, do you think it's fair for me to ask him to do it? What is it if I don't do it, but I ask him to do it? What do we call that person?
Boss. No, the leader's not gonna do it.
Well, leader and boss, I get what you're saying. I've seen the picture. So the boss, you're talking about the boss that sits up here he's sitting up here on the chair and he's pointing his finger and he has all of his workers down here. And that guy's a boss. He's pointing and saying, you do it, you carry me. And these guys are underneath him carrying him.
Yep.
And then the leader, he's up here in the front. The leader's standing in the front and he's saying, follow me. This is the way we're going. Follow my example. Do what I do. It's like kids. They will always copy more doing what you do than trying to do what you say. And if it doesn't match, they pick it up like that. The word that we use is hypocrite. When somebody tells you to do something, but they're not willing to do it. So in order to project more leadership and more influence, you gotta be willing to do anything you ask your guys to do. As a safety director, my guys were worried because they were going out to pick up water transfer pipe. Now it's all lay flat. Back in the day, when I started in it, it was irrigation pipe that they used on farms, 6 to 8 inch aluminum. And they're going out to pick up this pipe frozen. And the manager was like, hey, y'all gotta go pick up this pipe. We need it picked up. We need this many miles. We need it on this job. You're gonna move it from here to there. And they're like, it's sure to be frozen. How is that safe? They're like, Romel? And I'm like, I'll go with them. I'll observe it. I've never seen it. Let me look. And then I'll let you know what I think. So I went with them. I had my boots on and my gloves on, and I was out there picking up the pipe. I was hefting it. I was lifting it. How heavy is this? How does it feel on my back? How does it feel when all that ice comes out? Am I able to stand out of the way? Am I able to keep my ankle out of the way? How does it feel when we come up and load it onto that trailer? I was out there with them, getting dirty, getting icy, in it. And I was like, I think it's good, guys. You know, after about an hour, couple hours, I think we're good. About halfway through, I think we're good. What do y'all think? Y'all feel safe? Are y'all worried about it? No, we're good, we're good. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. It became Mr. Gonzalez instead of freaking safety guy, you know? You gain more respect when you're able to and willing to lead from the front, get your hands dirty, and you're willing to do it. Now I could say, I feel like it's safe. I've personally done it. Do y'all feel good? Are we in agreement? Yes, we're in agreement. All right, man, y'all have a good rest of your day. I gotta go make some more locations. Keep up the good work. Take some breaks, stay warm. Try to keep your hands dry, you know, so that way they didn't end up with the ice burn, you know, from the cold and all that. So, that's leading by example and building teamwork, cohesiveness, building respect through what you do, your actions, speaking. And I know you guys would not be in your position if you weren't like that. You wouldn't be where you are within this team. So I know you're already at that level. But what we have to do is, we have to help our people we're training up, that are crew leaders, that are supervisors. We gotta get them to understand that and work the same way and follow that pattern. Because if we don't communicate it to them, you can never assume that they already know it. Y'all, and we use this term a lot in the oil field, and I've heard a lot in the oil field, common sense. Is there such a thing as common sense?
Not anymore.
Sense is not so common anymore. You know why? Because these kids, I call them kids. I went to go buy a bottle of scotch. It asked me if I was born before 2002. Before 2002. Just 21, bro. 2002. I was like, dang, I graduated in 99, bro. Right? So when I say kids, those are the kids I'm talking about. Most of the ones that come in, some of them do, but you never know which ones don't, have never worked with their dad to change a set of brakes. They never changed oil on a car. They never painted a house. They never worked with power tools. They don't know the difference between a Phillips number 2 and a Phillips number 4. They don't know the difference between a pipe wrench, a crescent wrench, and a box end wrench. If you put 3 of them out. They don't know the right side of a can opener to use. To put a can opener on a can. They don't know. Why? It's because they were not exposed to doing and having to do what we had to do, right? So in communication, we never want to make assumptions about what somebody knows. I really enjoyed the conversation y'all were having about the jobs and the pallets, and you were engineering out a lot of the confusion. And you're like, that way there's no confusion. These sticks are on this pallet, that pallet goes to that job. It's clear. We're not out there worried about if they picked up enough chokes or if they picked up enough, you know, we simplify it down as easy as we can, and that's great. But we also have to train and educate them to know. That way, they might be able to identify a problem when we're not there. Or then we want to get them trained up enough to where we can step back out of the situation and say, okay, and give them some scenarios. How would you handle this? How would you handle that? And that way we know who's coming up as the next supervisors. Because we know the turnover and the way this oil field works, we're gonna have new crew leaders in what, 6 months? We have some new crew leaders? In a year, for sure. Because they're gonna jump, they're gonna hop, they're gonna get tired, or they're gonna jump for money or whatever. They're gonna decide that they wanna get a CDL or whatever they're gonna do, right? Because of that turnover, we should always be knowing where our strengths are and who our next leaders coming up are. All right, so what are we trying to accomplish in 2023 to make us at least hit what we're hitting or better? What did y'all come up with? What do y'all think?
Culture.
It's all culture?